The recording is on. Perfect. All right. So hello everyone. Today is Thursday. I was about to say it's Tuesday, but it's Thursday, 15th of December, 2022. Only a few days left till the Christmas. I hope you are ready, guys. You are packing some great gifts and presents to your loved ones. Today is going to be another hint what kind of gift you can give to someone, and yeah, I hope you have the festive feeling already, and you are ready to step into the 2023. But today is our weekly webinar for the Global Unit Pay FNT World. So we're gonna share with you what it is and what benefits and features it can give to us and to community. And today I will be with you as the host, Anete Martinsone, and I've been in a company for a couple of years. I'm not counting anymore, but there is always something new that our community can receive from this company, from the average. But I'm very focused on a global unit pay and FNT project at the moment. So that's why I'm here with you guys to help you to receive the best information in the best possible way. And today's program is going to be covering 3 parts. Let's go to the next slide. So we will cover the why part, the how, and what. Without these 3 components, it's difficult to build and promote any project. If we are focusing only on what, then we don't differentiate from other. We can't differentiate ourselves from the other companies and other projects out there. What is very important, the most important, is the why and the how. And the what, it's like already, like till the moment you get to the what, people already want to have it. So what it is, how can I get it? But we can't forget about the why we are in the market, why FNT, when there is so many other ICOs out in the market. We have mentioned here 21,800, but I believe every day there are more and more ICOs created. So why this market? What do we see in this market so special to enter with the FNT product, and how? How we are differentiating ourselves, what makes us different from other those ICOs that are in the market, how we are solving some problems or challenges that people are experiencing in the market. So how we are overcoming them, how we are resolving them. And then there is the what part. So what mechanisms, what system, what product, what do we have to offer to our partners or potential partners? But that's not me who is going to explain these things. It's going to be another great speaker, Aidan Ward, our amazing partner from Australia, which I have met a couple of times, and hopefully sometime soon I will meet him again, because he's full of energy, with a passion, with enthusiasm, and he knows the best way how to share this information with you guys in very simple, clear, and in a short way, so that people understand what we have to offer and why they need this right now. But without the further ado, Aidan Ward, I see you are with us.
And most certainly am. Thank you so much, Annie, and it's such a pleasure to be back here again, absolutely delivering the FNTs, which on a surface sort of level could go and look like a very complicated project, because there's so many different components that are actually working to go and create the whole ecosystem. And I really want you guys to conceptualize the FNT not so much as a token per se, but as an ecosystem as well. All right. So before we get going, you know how I love having everybody's attention. Put a plus in the chat, ladies and gents, if you are excited and you can hear me and you can see me perfectly as well. Lovely. Awesome. Can we please go to the next slide? All right. So for those people who have been on these presentations previously, you guys know how important it is to actually go and get into the mind of the person who's actually spearheading the project. And in this case, it's Valentin. We all know Valentin. We all love Valentin. You know, he's gone and done an immense amount of work for Global Unit Pay and now for FNTs. And he just continually goes and plows on through to go and make sure that it's not just him that's being successful, it's the whole community, it's the whole member base, it's everybody who goes and involves and participates in either Global Unit Pay or FNT. Really, this heartfelt message, basically, in layman's terms, really goes and sums up the fact that where we were 2 years ago is it is history. We will never go back to what it was like, you know, in 2020, 2019 and beforehand, because there's just been so much evolution as to how things are actually being run these days. And of course, with the new circumstances comes a opportunity for new assets, new financial systems, new financial services that will actually go and benefit both the old world that we've all known to come and love, but we've also got the new contemporary. And you're going to hear me say that word quite often throughout today's presentation. Sound fair enough? Awesome. Next slide, please. All right. So really the big why, okay? When anyone talks about, you know, cryptocurrencies, when they're talking about digital assets, right? Basically, it's shifting from a less manual, more secure, and more accountable method of financial practices. We've all gone and seen, you know, and witnessed things very recently, in fact, in the financial sector, even if you're talking about, say, FTX as well, you know, there's been a lot of wiggle room for people to go and do nefarious things that unfortunately go and impact the greater percentage of people who do go and participate and are just trying to go and get ahead. So for us, our mission is very simple. We are connecting people with fintech and blockchain in a safe, secure manner, which is very user-friendly and is not so scary. It's not as daunting or as intimidating for someone who's never delved into cryptocurrencies or digital assets to actually go and step in and actually have a more of a handheld sort of experience that isn't going to go and create too much risks for them. We want to make sure that it is easy to use and that they always have control of their digital assets. And we also want to go and make sure that we are protecting the funds of each customer and also protecting their privacy, their private information, you know, who they are, what basically is, you know, defines them on a piece of paper. You know, sometimes it can go and be a little bit daunting when it comes into KYC, where, you know, they're asking so many questions. It's like, well, why do you want to know this? Well, to go and make sure that we are going through KYC and we are doing the right thing by regulations, but also making sure that under the Swiss umbrella, when it comes to regulations, is that we're providing privacy and confidentiality, okay? Our vision is very, very simple. All we want to go and do is just create a holistic ecosystem where people can benefit from every aspect of today's rapidly growing blockchain technologies. And by combining banking with fintech, we're very confident that we'll be able to go and achieve such a dream and such a wish. So next slide, please. So basically, this is where the problem's at, all right? The enormous pace of digitalization and globalization of the fundamentals that life has created, a real gap between the traditional ways and the contemporary innovative financial services and financial instruments. Quite often people suffer from the inadequacy of the traditional ways for the contemporary struggles. Daily life is being updated with brand new tools and applications day by day, yet the vast majority of the traditional ways and understandings are not responsive enough to the needs of the globe in terms of how it's actually evolving, how people can go and make money, multiply it, and also keep it, which is hand in hand with everything that we've been taught in our time through EvoRich. Follow on with me? Awesome, cool. Next slide, please. So what the solution is really just understanding that the constant changing needs of humanity and the necessities of the digitalized and globalized world. We will merge the old with the new and distinguish the best features of both. We're really wanting to go and create a best of both worlds scenario, rather than foregoing one for the other, which seems to be quite a trend. Anete went and did a very famous presentation last year where, it was shifting the mindset from being a revolution to an evolution. And a bulk of the market is looking to go and revolutionize the way that that finance is managed and operated on a day-by-day basis, rather than evolving and taking the best parts of what we already have in place, our financial infrastructure, but plugging the holes of the weaknesses with what the digitalized era really goes and offers. Next slide, please. So the strategy is simple, right? We've covered the why, let's go into the how, all right? The FNT ecosystem really will strategize towards providing precise solutions to current and possible future inconveniences caused by the transition of digitalization, which is fair. Modern problems require responsive solutions, and the pace of the digitized daily life is beyond reachable to the traditional bureaucracy and financial systems. So we're looking to go and create a global standard that goes and remedies the inadequacies that might go and come from being in one jurisdiction compared to another jurisdiction. And I'm happy to advise that because it will be under the Swiss licensing, we'll be able to go and feature in the same amount of countries as what Global Unit Pay is. And we all know just how comprehensive that reach is in terms of where it can actually go and be accessed. FNT is going to be the same. We're going to make sure that the platform is easy to use, accessible, and has a global scale quality of services, which will go and introduce everyone to a borderless reality where the world of tomorrow, in terms of finance, is only at your fingertips. Sounds pretty good? Sorry, guys, but I can't hear you. Can I please get some floods of, yes, there we go. Awesome. Let's get some love hearts in the chat. Let's get some fire emojis in the chat. Let's get some pluses in the chat. Come on, wake up, guys. This is the last one of the year. Come on. All right, there we go. Awesome. Next slide, please. Love it, Borna. Thank you. And Marlene. Woo, awesome. All right, so we've covered the whys and we've covered the hows. All right. Now, usually we'd go and focus very in depth as to the why of a project, because that is really the most important. This is what goes and solves the problems of today. You cannot stress just how important the why is. And I'm speaking to you guys not as users, but as those people who are going to be sharing this with their wider network, their wider community, to go and attract new investors, new community partners, so that we can grow our 1.7 million to the 2.8, 4.8 and above, that we've got the goal of actually reaching in 12 months. Okay, Borna, if you just be a little bit patient, I'll be getting straight into the LTV system very, very shortly. But let's go and start with the bread and the butter of the FNT ecosystem, which is the token itself. We have an available opportunity to get the whitelist, which goes and secures us the points for the token once they're actually built. But basically, this is going to be the fuel. This is going to be the blood, the breath of the FNT ecosystem. Every single service, every single operation, every single participation will require just a fraction of an FNT in order to go and facilitate each operation. That might go and sound like a daunting thing. It's like, well, if I'm accruing all this FNT, I don't want to just constantly go and use it. But if you wait until the end of the presentation, I'll explain it to you, because this is completely different to those sort of tracks of mind. And this is why I'm so incredibly excited about what we've actually got our hands for. So the LTV system, is going to be only one benefit. That's the loan to value cash system. More on that later. There's going to be exclusive interest rates available depending on what sort of membership you're actually in, which will be determined based off how many FNTs and what percentage of your portfolio the FNTs are actually held. And we will truly go and allow the FNT to provide that stepping stone towards a true notion of financial freedom. And I think those are two words that everybody loves to go and hear every now and again. And we're going to go and say it again. Everybody with me, financial freedom. There we go. All right. So next slide, please. All right. So asset management. Now we spoke pretty at lengths of the fact that we're combining the old with the new, and we have to go and include these sort of opportunities, which we've identified as being one of the real strengths of the traditional financial system. Being able to provide asset management services through large pension funds, eventually could even be on the cards, other financial institutions, sovereign wealth funds, and also providing, different sort of services in the ways of thematic equities, emerging market assets, private assets, and of course, hedge funds as well. Really to go and do that within one whole ecosystem, that is a real strength that we actually go and have, and it's ours. We are co-owners of this. Who's excited? Yeah? Awesome, fantastic. Next slide, please. Oh, right. So, tokenomics and benefits, right? This is super important. We need to go and know what are the main focuses and the use cases, and I suppose, what's the cut in terms of the total supply as to what's being designated for various different components within this whole process and this whole journey of us building it from just a thought and a concept into a full-fledged successful project. All right. Now, everyone here, I'm assuming, has gone and held crew. Yeah. Show of hands. World crew, keep your hands up. Awesome. Well, let's go and start off with the one main difference between crew, not necessarily world crew, but crew itself and FNT. Can anybody tell me what the main key difference between FNT and crew is? Can anyone tell me? UNTB can also be lumped in that as well. No? Okay. The one major difference between our previous tokens that we've gone and built, close, Shivanjali, very close. The main difference is the fact that the supply of UNTB, the supply of crew, far exceeds the total supply that is actually going to be the bread and butter of FNT token, right? FNT is considered to be a utility token as well, let me go and say, but the one thing I want to go and draw your attention to, ladies and gentlemen, is this big green slice of the FNT pie, of the supply pie, if you will. That rhymed, I didn't even realize. So there's 40% that will never go and be actually utilized. Like, you will never go and be able to access that 40%. That is going to be held for the reserve treasury. Now, what that allows us to do as FNT is actually go and hold a large percent that will go and provide us with the resources in order to go and facilitate services like the loan to value cash system, like the cards, like the interest, like the staking. All of these amazing sort of features and functions of the FNT ecosystem needs to go and have, a liquidity base in order to go and be able to provide those services. So really we can go and look at that total supply and drop it from 2 billion straight down to 1.2 billion. Now, that is probably the sweet spot between a saturated user base and also maintaining an element of exclusivity, because at the end of the day, there's only going to go and be so much, kind of how we see with Bitcoin as well, right? Nowadays, you don't go and really do transactions with 1 or 2 full Bitcoins. It's usually done in a fraction. And if we can go and stimulate the ecosystem within FNT, we could be looking at a potential outcome that is very similar to that, which is super. This is amazing. This is what we've wanted. So when I go and say that this is going to go and be downward pressure proof, I mean it, because the community is in charge. We've got the one platform for all of our daily use, but the most important part of this is the fact that we have a burning mechanism, and I'll touch on that a little bit more in depth in a few slides' time. The one thing that I wanted to go and let you guys, or draw your attention to before we move on to the next slide, is the fact that Everich partners today actually go and have the biggest opportunity in terms of what share of the supply pie is actually reserved for us. That 20.3% is the whitelist, ladies and gentlemen. We still continually go and get the biggest opportunities when we're looking at our projects that we're trying to go and get into the global market. Next slide, please. So this is basically the FNT ecosystem snapshot, right? Yeah, the FNT in the center, and from there you can use FNT to go and get crypto debit cards. You'll be able to go and get, access the loan to value cash system, which goes and provides liquidity in those emergency cases. You'll be able to go and utilize the portfolio management side of things, where you'll be able to go and use your digital assets to actually go and grow and trade all within the one platform. And of course, you'll be able to go and utilize the burning mechanism as well, if you wanted to go and help contribute to pushing a little bit of upwards pressure on the token value itself. Next slide, please. So, Borna, the loan to value cash system, right? I want you to go and basically, actually, I'll speak to the community. What's the one thing that we've been wanting to go and have that starts with L for the last 2 odd years? Dividends go and provide it, returns go and provide it. What is it? Starts with L. There is a Q in there as well. No? Okay. Liquidity. You know, life happens. Life has a very unpredictable, I suppose, flow. You know, one day you think that you're king of the world, and then all of a sudden you go and find out some news that goes and requires you to go and dive into your pocket in order to go and solve that problem. You know, other times, you know, you might have gone and been having a really rough stint in terms of being cash rich, but cash poor, but asset rich. And you just need to go and make sure that you actually do have some form of breathing room, which will go and reduce the stress that you go and have. And you might be looking at this. You're like, this isn't something that you have to go and do. This is an option for those people who want to actually go and access a little bit of liquidity. Now, the amazing thing with the loan to value cash system is that you don't have to go and pay back the interest rates with just fiat funds. It's actually a combination of things. It's, you know, fiat, it's digital, but and it depends on how much and what sort of, you know, what your finances actually look like in terms of what you can actually facilitate those payments back. But I must go and stress, guys, that every single time that a loan to value is used, so is a little bit of FNT. That is the only mandatory component of the loan to value cash system, is that you're constantly feeding back to FNT more FNT tokens so that the ecosystem can still continue on. Does that make sense? Now, once again, I just want to stress out that this isn't necessarily something that you have to do. This is a added benefit that is completely optional should your financial circumstances require it, but you do have that option and that freedom. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of hearts. That's good. Just wanted to go and make that elegantly clear. Anyway, next slide, please. So the next real important part of the FNT ecosystem is the memberships. Now, I can't remember who it was that was saying staking before. And you know what? You're kind of right. Staking is going to go and be included, and it will determine what sort of membership that you guys are actually all in. Now, for the first four, the basic, the silver, the gold, and the platinum, this will be based on the FNT, sorry, the percent of FNTs held within your digital asset portfolio within the FNT ecosystem. Does that make sense, guys? Yes? Cool. So if we can go and use, say, a example, one number that has been floated about, it's not yet confirmed, but it's been discussed, right? As an example, take the platinum membership, right? They're saying roughly around about 10, maybe 12%, roughly. It hasn't been finalized. It could go and change, but just as an idea. So the platinum is hypothetically 12%. That would mean that gold would go and be, say, maybe 7 to 9. Silver would be, 5%, and maybe the basic membership would go and be, 0 to 5%, right? And when I go and say percent, that's the amount of FNTs that you go and hold. So in this instance, let's say that your portfolio is 10,000, euros on the FNT ecosystem. You're actually holding $10,000 worth, or 10,000 euros worth. Out of that, you've got 1,200 euros worth of FNT that are just in there. You would immediately go and qualify for that platinum membership. Now, you'll notice that there's one just below that is that I haven't gone and mentioned yet. And everyone who's gone and been on these presentations, you know the drill. I'm going to go and say it once, and I'm going to say it once only, and I want to go and see the spam go and come through, all right? The black card. If Marlene doesn't go and start going, woo, I'm going to be very mad. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. All right. So the reason why the black membership is kind of separate from the platinum, the gold, the silver, and the basic is because it's not a determined amount of FNTs. It's not a determined amount of the portfolio size. It has everything to go and do with it being invitation only. So that would mean that, the FNT directorship would go and be sitting down, having a look at certain accounts and actually inviting certain very important people in order to go and give them a black card or a black membership. And of course, they'd go and qualify for the black card when they actually have that black membership. Basically, the rule of thumb with all of these memberships is that the higher the tier, the higher the contribution, the higher the discounts, the higher the rewards, the higher the perks. Make sense? Awesome. All right, cool. Next slide, please. Now, this is probably my favorite feature, my favorite benefit, because it is a feature, it's an advantage, and it's a benefit all in the one, right? Has anyone gone and heard of what a burn buyback is? No? Yes? Okay, well, of course you have, Annie. Of course you have. Right, so the burn buyback. Well, I want to go and take you back. You take the whole community back to April 2021. Unitex had just gone to launch. Global Unipay was a few months in as well. The blockchain was done, and Crew was on Unitex, right? And everybody, the amount of sell orders that people were trying to go and get so much liquidity had so much downward pressure on the token value that it actually went and crashed out, unfortunately. It dropped the market cap exponentially while maintaining an insurmountable amount of tokens held on various exchanges. And it's gone and happened on other exchanges as well with Crew. So what the difference between Crew and FNT is, or one of the bigger ones, is the fact that we are actually burning some of the FNTs, up to 50% actually. So let's go and say, Ian, you wanted to go and liquidate $500 worth of FNTs on an exchange. You know, you need to go and catch a flight, you know, to New Zealand or whatever, you know, awesome, fantastic, right. What that goes and does, he goes and does the sell, he gets the liquidity, happy days, that's it. But what happens after? What happens after is that FNT goes onto that same exchange that Ian's gone to. They go and buy back all of those FNTs that have gone and been sold, and then they go and burn up to 50% in a 0x wallet, which goes and maintains the market cap, right? But it drops the supply. And if you can go and maintain the market cap while dropping the supply, well, simple maths goes and says that you would then need to be able to, you know, elevate the value of the token because the market cap has not gone and changed, but the supply definitely has. So you have to divide it by a smaller amount, meaning that each token goes and rises that little bit extra. So even if everybody on this call and everybody on every other call that we go and do from here until the launch of FNT, right, were to all go and sell, that would mean that FNT would be able to go and use out of the reserve that they've actually got. They'd be able to go and buy back the FNTs and then go and burn up to 50% of it, which would be huge. And this is why the community is in charge of the value of the token. This is amazing. This basically goes and gives us the confidence that this isn't going to go and fall off the face of the planet in the crypto sphere. Who's excited? I would be imagining everybody would be slamming down those pluses. Yes, awesome. Awesome, fantastic, Joz, love it. Amazing, yes, of course, Ian, love your work, mate. Go on to the next slide, please. So really, the other one benefit, feature, the what, that goes and comes into play is really the portfolio management platform. And to go and not have it in multiple different sort of platforms, you know, for say like, you know, but my little brother, for example, he's huge on the stock market, but he's got a Coinset app, he's got a Binance app, he's also got a staking app like for stake.com. Yeah, he's got all these other things. He's got global unit pay apps, he's got all of these apps, and it's just so confusing to go and have it all in so many different places. How good would it be if you went and had just one platform that could actually go and facilitate all of those financial services that you'd go through with other platforms? Can anyone go and see that their time efficiency would actually go up a bit? They'd be able to go and track their finances and their financial position a lot easier, a lot better, a lot more simpler. Yeah, amazing, right? So basically the portfolio management platform is going to be down into the earning the interest and staking rewards, to go and borrow and lend digital assets within the FNT community. And of course, exchange digital assets for fiat or even trade, because there is, I believe, OTC exchange as well, which we covered a few webinars ago. Next slide, please. So let's go and recap, right? Really, really quickly. We've got the native token, the FNT token. That is the lifeblood, that is the breath. That's the fuel that goes and makes sure that the FNT ecosystem machine keeps on humming day in and day out. We've got own banking solutions that we know are going to go and come through from Global Unit Pay once the fintech license has been achieved. And of course, that will also go and come with FNT as well to go and secure its fintech license. There's going to be lending and borrowing opportunities and you know, available options for those people who are on the wrong side of life. You know, there's going to be earning and staking opportunities so that you can enhance your financial position. You know, even if you're you know, having a great old time, everything's just humming smoothly within the community, maybe outside in your personal life, you can always be rest assured that your financial position is in its best, I suppose, state of comfort to go and increase. Of course, you know, this is not projections of the future markets, and I don't have a crystal ball, but with everything that's been put in place, it goes and gives a lot of confidence that we've got the right thing on our hands. And, you know, before we move on to the next slide, all of this is actually attainable through, you know, the burn buyback, which are still hand on heart. It's not just because it's a fire emoji, although I'm a little bit biased, but I still go and say that that is one of the most crucial and vital components of the FNT ecosystem. I want you guys to go and drop your favorite benefit that you've gone and seen today in the chat. You don't have to just go and follow what I went and said. I want to go and see some diversity. All right. So let me know, what is your favorite? Next slide, please. So to basically put it all in a nutshell, is that the FNT ecosystem really goes and creates mutualism, and it delivers that mutualism basically at its finest. You know, FNT will never cease to benefit its users. You know, every process is being developed, you know, within the FNT token to ensure that those benefits are actually met, you know, and delivered, of course. The FNT members will be able to increase the value of the token with every purchase they make via the debit card transactions, crypto transactions, and any rewards that you go and receive. Not to mention the sell, not to mention, what was the other one? I just had a bit of a blank. I'll come back to you, Barry. So effectively, we can just go and put it down into one simple sentence. With FNT, you hold, you win. You use, you win. You spend, you win, and you win to win. Is everyone with me? Awesome. All right, next slide, please. So we've all seen this slide, and it's great. We're getting there. Guys, we know this whitelist back to front. We've had so many opportunities over the last 4 or 5 months, you know, where we actually do have access to this. If we want to go and increase our FNT standing in terms of our portfolio, the option is absolutely there. Now, of course, these are just the one-off. You know, you go and pay 20 units, you get 340 FNTs. You know, you go and do 4,000, you get 170,000. You get 15,000, you invest 15,000, you'll get 850,000 FNTs, which is pretty simple. I do want to go and let you guys all know, though, that ever since we've been doing these presentations, as a community, we've been able to go and invest 45,190 units in the last 3 weeks. So this is all to you guys. Take a big round of applause. This is amazing. Incredible. We could not do it without you, and you're the reason why our projects are able to go and be in the best state to go and succeed. Next slide, please. But drum roll, guys, ladies and gentlemen, will you please go and get every fire emoji and every love heart emoji ready to rock and roll? We finally have the installment packages. Finally. All right. Who's excited? Yes? Yes. Amazing. All right. Now, understand as well that there has been a lot of time constraints with putting together these installment packages. So they're not going to be like the 10-month ones that we've gone and had in the past for other projects, because FNT really is on a 12-month time window to go and have everything all in place, you know, for the big launch in quarter 4 2023. So I'm just going to go and touch on a few, right? This goes from 120 units all the way up to 16,000. Okay, if your budget, and I know it is Christmas at the moment, is round about 60 units, then great, amazing. You know, if you can go and squeeze out, say, 200 units when it's not Christmas each month, then you've just gone and been able to elevate your standing by, you know, 16,347 FNTs. This is insane, right? If you're feeling a little bit, hungry for FNTs, and you got the tummy rumblies that only FNTs can satisfy, you know, why not go for something in the middle where you actually go and have a window of 3 or 4 months that you can actually go and meet these budgets, right? Make sure that you're not breaking the bank in order to go and get FNTs, absolutely, because understand that they will be at on other exchanges in 12 months' time. That will happen. But if you're wanting to go and get the best value for money, now is the time. Well, the launch on the 28th of July was really the time, but now, from now until the launch, this is the best opportunity that you can actually go and have to go and get these as well, and not go and break the bank to ensure that you can, go and participate. The launch, yours is going to be Q4 2023, and that's based on the white paper roadmap that was published about a month ago now. You can absolutely go and jump onto the FNT World website and go and have a look at the white paper to go and give you guys a heads up as to where it's all at. So is everyone all across? Everyone's excited? Everyone's got the FNT installment packages, screenshot, photo, yep, saved, amazing. All right, guys, let's move on to the next slide. So I would like to go and welcome back Annie back into the fold, and we'll go and do a short question and answer in a few slides. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm, for your encouragement, and for your attention. And I will see you in about maybe 5 minutes.
Thanks, Aidan. Amazing information shared again. Who likes what you just heard? Who likes the part where he shared about the installments? I actually double checked with him today. He's like, do we really have them already in the back office? And he said yes. I was like, okay, I need to go and get some packages for myself as well. And the sun is really shining today in my face. I love that. Even though it's a proper winter out here in Latvia, the sun is still shining. All right, so what are we waiting for? So can someone put in can you please all put in a chat if you are the partner of our community, then put the number 1. If you are a client who still thinks, is this for you or not, put the number 2, please. So I know how many people we have here as the partners, and how many people, if we have new partners. Okay, I see a lot of ones. 1. All right, next time we need to choose. We need to get new people who would be willing to find out more about this project and to understand how this project can help them, or what they can do with the products we have in offer. And for that, we need to figure out what are the next steps, right? So let's go to the next slide. So since you are here already, the partner, you probably have done these steps, but I just want to remind you guys what you need to tell your new partners who would love potentially connect to our community. So once you have shared with them the opportunity, and I understand that not many of us can share as great and as much information as Aidan did. I certainly cannot at the moment, and that's why I'm learning. But once you have shared with them some information and they want to know whether this is for them or not, what they have to do, their due diligence. So share with them the links where they can find out more information. So about the global unit pay, so share the website where they can find information, or the FNT website as well. We have both websites set. They are, I think, very transparent and easy to navigate to find the necessary information. So direct them where they can find more information, but always ask them, what is it that they want to find out? What is it that they are looking for that would make them confident enough to join this project? But let them do the due diligence about this project, then show them what are the offers, what potential product packages they can get, we don't tell them what they should go for. We show them and let them decide what package they would love to go for. Sometimes when people are asking for the directions, I always direct them to 8 Rules of Private Investor. That's also an extra value or added value to what they can get from our side. So if they don't know which package to go for, give them 8 Rules of Private Investor, which is for free, or share with them, if you know by heart, what are the rules that they need to follow before they make a decision, which package they should go for. Then direct them to the business trainings or, the general. Yeah, my baby says I'm saying the right things. So direct them to the business trainings or the general webinars, which we have set for you guys. Whatever we do for you, all right? These webinars are not for us. And I believe if you are a partner, these webinars, it's some ways for you to learn, but the most useful for whom this webinar will be useful is for the new partners. All right, so remember, Tuesdays we have the webinars where we share more about the global unit pay, a little bit about FNTs, and today we talk about all about the FNTs. All right, because we understand that we know from what we've seen in the chats that people need more information about FNT and the benefits and features. All right, and then share this opportunity, and also you guys share this opportunity with as many people as you can. I'm sure there are still more people around the world who wants to hear this from you. Don't keep it in under the tree for yourself. Share this gift to as many people as you can. And these are the simple steps that we need to follow, remind ourselves and share with others to do the same thing. And the bonus for new partners is the Average Marketplace, where you get the registration for free and you can start the business for free, to set up the business, and all the other trainings that we have. We try to do as many as we can for free, but not always what is for free is the best. You must agree with me. What comes for free, it's, the value is a lower. So if there is something that we have to pay for, that there is a value in it. All right, so be proud of what we have, be proud of what you do, be proud of the MLCR business. And once you're going to be proud enough, the others will feel it. They will feel your energy, they will feel your passion, and they will follow you. If you have a lower energy, then who will follow it? No one. So raise your energy, raise above, be happy, be energetic, be proud of what you do and who you are, and then magic will happen automatically. All right, I see Aidan is back. Aidan, I see we have one question, I guess, here.
We've got two.
All right.
All right. So I'll go and start off with Yoz. All right. So Yoz, the difference between buying regular FNT packages and installment packages is just whether you have enough funds in your Everich back office or your Crew Eversend back office to go and fulfill the payment for just the one time. So what the installment packages are really, really good for is to kind of go and take the package amount and then go and cut it into certain segments so that you've got a bit of breathing room. So instead of, having to go and invest, say, 1,200 units, to go and get package number 3, pretty sure it is, you can go and do it in 3 months of 400 units instead. So that's really the difference between installment packages and, just doing regular FNT packages. Both are available. It's basically whatever goes and works best for yourself or works best for those people who you're showing as well.
And I can add here as well, another good benefit is the fact that in case there is some big investor coming in and buying out all the FNTs, right? Guys, you have locked your package for that certain amount of time, because how many months the package are divided to? 10 months or less? I missed that.
Depends on the package, but it ranges from 2 months to 5 months.
Here you go. So let's say so you buy today. So let's say someone comes in February and buys out all the FNTs, or a couple of investors, all right? They see the big potential, they come in and they buy. You will block or lock your package for 5 months. So no matter how many investors comes in and buys out, you still have time to buy out 3 months your own package. All right. So when everything is sold, you still have your package to pay it. So you kind of lock that amount for 5 months, no matter what happens. So this is another good thing in the installments, like from the past. I remember as well when the prices goes up, or someone comes and buys out the package, I still have my package to pay, and I know that it's locked for specifically to me. So this is another good thing regarding the installments.
Good point. Real good point. All right. So I think the other question that came through was actually from Marlene, who goes, and I like this question because this goes hand in hand with what we were just talking about before, which is, what is the best way to approach a prospect regarding the advantages of buying FNT? Really, the first thing that goes and pops into my head is find out what their experience with cryptocurrency or digital assets are in the first place, right? So you can go and talk about FTX and everything that's gone and happened there in terms of, insecure funds. People had their wealth on an exchange, which wasn't a designated financial institution, and subsequently they lost all of their wealth from that one platform. You can talk about whether they've gone and invested into any exciting whiz bang, really, innovative, hyped projects in the past, only for it to go to launch and then have what's called a rug pull, which is where all of the whale investors, those who hold the most amount of supply, just go and sell, cash out, and then disappear into the night, never to go and be seen again. And those who are just buying in at that time are the ones who are there to go and, oh, well, I've just gone and lost all my money, haven't I? So that's something to go and talk about. Otherwise, you can go and ask them, how many platforms they're actually using at the moment, or ask them questions as to how good would it be if there was like, if I could go and sort you out for a Swiss payment system account, and it wouldn't go and cost you a single cent. Yeah, all right. You go and get them into Global Unit Pay. You go and get them to onboard. It's free. It's available in 180 odd countries, although we're in 168. You can go and have ease of use. They can go and send money to their relatives anywhere in the world. Everything's cool. And then you turn around after they've gone and been successfully onboarded. They love it. You've gone and shown them how to go and do everything. They're like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And then you go and say, well, since you're a fan of Global Unit Pay, look, I probably shouldn't be saying right now, but, I'll do it because you and I are so close. They're actually bringing out their own cryptocurrency project called FNT. Have you heard about it yet? No? Okay. Well, jump on to fntworld.io and we'll actually just go and work through it together as to why the big benefits are. Or I'll invite you to a webinar that's just within our community. We'd like to go and keep things, as best kept secret, all that jazz, so that, you can go and see for yourself and make a conscious decision whether this is the right financial instrument for you. There's a whole range of things. It basically just comes from a good place of curiosity and knowing as well and having the confidence when you are, that you're giving them a project that is going to go and elevate their financial position rather than take them back. So just back yourself in, Marlene. L to V ratio, good question. Hasn't yet been launched. There will be more information in the new year when the white paper version 1.1 or version 1.2 goes and comes out. Just understand that at the moment, the white paper is really a skeleton. There's a lot of information in there, but it just hasn't yet been fully fleshed out with all the nitty-gritty rates. So if we can just go and be a little bit patient, when the information goes and comes out, of course, guys, I'm going to be letting you all know on these webinars, just so that you're all kept up to date and you can go and deliver it best to your community and for yourself. Giotti, sir, how many days confirmed my global unit pay account? Good question. I don't actually work with global unit pay anymore, and I would probably advise that it's best to go and send their support a message and say, hey, you know, this is what's happened with my global unit pay account. I haven't been able to go and get it verified, and they'll be able to go and assist you. Let them work for their paycheck. You know, don't just go and come through to me where it's a bit of a charity case. All right, definitely go through the support channels, and of course they've got access to your account information anyway, so they're going to go and be better use in getting that resolved than what I am. No further questions. Okay, cool.
Good answers, Aidan. I can also add to the fact to the question how to approach people. It's just a conversation. Start with a simple conversation with the people. Like start creating the rapport. What people are interested in, what they are passionate about, what are they doing? Are they in crypto? Do they know anything about the blockchain? Just ask questions, and then at some point in the conversation, or if you're chatting with them, share some information. Oh, by the way, you know, did you hear about this new platform called Global Unit Pay? This is my approach, right? And like this is and I'm explaining what is the Global Unit Pay. I share with them the information, and they come back and say they share with me their feedback. What are their thoughts about that? And they say, well, yeah, that's cool, that's interesting, yeah. You know, I want to know more, and I like them make the registration. They registering themselves. There is no referral links, which is, in my opinion, good thing, because people don't like that whenever we share something, there's always a referral link, you know, and that way you're building the trust that you're not trying again to sell something. You're not there to just get people into something. When they see there are no referral link, they get the confidence in you, they start trusting you more, then they start asking more questions about the global unit pay, how they can use it, what are the benefits, and etc. And then at some point you're bringing up that extra value in it, that there is also the FNT part. And I love this approach. It's definitely so much easier than you know, whenever you have to share the referral link. I know we are here to make also some money and some bonuses, but start with a mission, then then create the mission before the commission. That was the sentence that I used to use a lot. Sorry for the noise. I'm today alone with the baby. But everything, you know, I can manage everything. So yeah, so this is what you need to understand. Not always we need to start with a commission. Start with a mission, then commission.
Yes. Anyway, I've got the final partners Q&A for Australian community in 2 minutes, guys. So I'm going to have to love yous and leave yous. But I want you all to go and have a fantastic rest of this webinar. And we'll be able to go and recap basically all of this for the final webinar of the year next Tuesday. If you guys want to go and start doing exactly what Anette's gone and said, and inviting people to go and open up a global unit pay account, if you guys can go and get 5 to 10 people to go and register for a free global unit pay account before the weekend's gone and finished, invite them to the Global Unit Pay FNT World Ecosystem webinar on Tuesday, where we cover both all together. So they get the legitimacy of the Global Unit Pay. They're excited, happy days. And then they're also getting teased a little bit to go and get the FNT. In fact, it should just be called FNTs.
Actually, that's a good approach. Yeah. Just share about the Global Unit Pay, make them register. If they want to know more, invite for the webinar, and there they find out that there is something else. All right, Aidan, I'll let you go. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your weekend. And yeah, Aidan, I will see you. No, I can't say that, but I will see you on Tuesday.
It sounds good. See you, Annie. See you, guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Talk soon. Bye.